Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zack, and today I'm driving a 2016 Volkswagen Golf Sportwagon. Up front is a 1.8 liter turbocharged inline-4, and down below is a 6-speed automatic transmission. Now I am super excited to be driving this Volkswagen Golf Sportwagon for two reasons. First of all, I think they're friggin' cool. That's really it. I think they're unique and awesome. The second reason, though, is the fact that this is now a 10-year-old vehicle, and we don't really get stuff like this anymore. Not only is the Golf only the GTI model here in the States for 2026, but we don't get many wagons at all anymore. And so today, we're going to be diving into this very fun wagon. But if you'd like to submit your own vehicle and have it reviewed here on the channel, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. And if you'd like to see all my videos weeks or sometimes months in advance, you can head on over to my Patreon for only $5 a month. Last but not least, huge thank you to Toyota of Naperville for letting me borrow their Golf Sportwagon today. More on them towards the end, but if you'd like to browse their inventory, you can do so down in the description below. But let's get back to that 1.8 liter turbo under the hood. Well, that was a very bread and butter engine for Volkswagen of this era. We later saw the 2-liter turbo kind of take the role of the 1.8. Now in the modern era, we see the 2-liter turbo and everything. But back in this era, the 1.8 turbo was in everything. It's a pretty solid engine, makes good power, and I don't have any complaints. It's zippy enough, it's fun enough. I'm enjoying this driving experience here in the Sportwagon without A, breaking the bank, or B, breaking the speed limit. Now, like I said, paired to it is an automatic transmission, 6-speed. And again, I also like it. You could find these in manual. That is sort of a golden ticket vehicle. If you could find it in manual, absolutely do it. The manual transmissions on these are fantastic. They are really, really rare, so we're dealing with just the automatic here today, but that is something to be on the look for. Last but not least, this particular Sportwagon is front-wheel drive. It's basically just the extended Golf. However, I've reviewed one. They also made a vehicle called the All-Track, the Golf All-Track, and that got all-wheel drive. So you could get it back in that era. This just isn't it. How does it feel to drive the Golf Sportwagon? I love it a lot. First of all, it drives mostly like a Golf. It does have a little bit of an extended wheelbase, so it's a little bit smoother on the road as well. It has a little bit more presence on the road. But the steering is nice and direct. There's not too much body roll. It's a very direct drive. Is this going to wow your neighbors? No. It's not going to make you upchuck your lunch on a racetrack, but it's sporty enough, and I don't think vehicles like this get enough credit for just being a little bit sporty. You know, I don't want to dedicate my life to 5-point harnesses and Recaro seats and roll cages and sticky R888 tires. I just want to have a little bit of a giggle on the way back from Walmart, and that's what this car is able to do. It's able to be fun and be fly and have fun, again, without dedicating your life to that or stepping up there to the GTI. This is way more practical than the GTI, and that is very, very nice. We are out on the private test track, so we can actually do some testing. Move the shifter over into sport. No, you move it down into sport. Okay, here we go. Slight traction control. It definitely has boost lag, for sure. Off the line, it was not very punchy. But I'm not Dominic Toretto. I don't need that out of a Volkswagen Golf Sportwagon. You know, I'm gonna take this to Costco and fill the boot up with popcorn, and we'll probably just popcorn. That's mostly what I get at Costco. So like I don't need it to wow me on a track. And it has good enough acceleration where I don't feel like I'm going to be a lug on the streets. I'm not going to hinder other people. Highway on-ramps are not going to be the scariest place in the world. It's good. Is it shocking me? No, but that's okay. It doesn't have to. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have 4 physical gauges and a screen. Off to the left is my tachometer and coolant temperature. In the center, I get a screen. You can swipe through a couple of different things here. Kind of the era where we start to see more and more screens in gauge clusters. This is maybe a little bit behind the times for 2016, but definitely still good. And off to the right, we have our speedometer and fuel. On the steering wheel, on the left, we have our cruise control options as well as volume. And off to the right, right, we have our selectors for that gauge cluster screen, as well as our phone and skip track buttons. Off to the left, we do have a climate control vent, headlight switch, and gauge dimmer switch. And moving on to the door, we have power mirrors, power locks. The mirrors are heated. And down below, we have our power windows. Moving into the center, we do get 2 climate control vents with the hazard switch and our touchscreen infotainment. Very, very nice here for 2016. Helps make the vehicle feel a little bit more modern. However, I can't say it feels brand new, but it's 10 years old. It shouldn't. Down below that, we do have a couple of buttons. We have our heated seats, which are burning me out of the car. It is 14 degrees outside right now, but the heated seats make it feel like I'm in the Sudan. That is pretty nice to feel. But we do have AC, rear defrost, recirculate, things like that, and very simple climate controls, temperature off to the left, fan speed in the center, where to send it off to the right. We get this big openable cubby. Love to see that. We do have USB-A and aux input found in there. And then moving into the center, we get our engine start stop button off to the left, shifter in the center, and that's it. It looks like there would be buttons around the shifter. There is not, and that's okay. Then we do have a 12-volt outlet and our cup holders. We'll do a big frame bottle test. We've tested vehicles like it before. No surprise here, it fails. But then we get the center console with another 12-volt outlet, and we get the seats. As I mentioned, the seats are heated. However, they are tilting forward and back power, but everything else is manual. So if you want to slide them forward and back, manual. If you want to raise them up and down, manual. But the back is power, so I guess that's fine. Speaking of seats, however, we do have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review. All right, getting in the back of the Sportwagen Golf, I apologize. It is so hard to keep cars clean this time of year. It's just impossible with all the road salt. But getting in the back, close the door. My knees are hitting the seat in front of me. This is not the best, but the Golfs have never had like tons of room in the back, and I'm a bigger fella. I'm 5'11", not a small guy. It's a little bit of a squeeze back here, for sure, 100%. But I also fit okay. If I spread my legs a little bit, I can get comfortable. Going from the suburbs into the city, riding back here would be totally fine. We do have leather that carries on from the front seats back here. These are my sunglasses. Get out of there. We do have a center console, 2 cup holders found in there, and we get to enjoy this nice double sunroof, moonroof, whatever you want to call it. So, and you can shade it as well, but I like it open. I like the natural light here. This is gonna be enough to fit 4 people in here pretty comfortably. You're gonna be able to do it. Is it my favorite place I've ever been ever? No, that would probably go to Newport, Rhode Island, but it's also not the worst, which would be Peoria, Illinois. So somewhere between Newport, Rhode Island and Peoria, Illinois. That's what it is back here. Let's hop into the very back. We'll take a quick look at the trunk and cargo space because it is a wagon, and then we'll talk about the looks. Coming around the back of the Golf Sportwagon, grab it here. This is actually the handle to get it open. I've always loved that they do that. Once we are back here, tons and tons of space. This is absolutely fantastic, especially compared to the traditional Golf. The traditional Golf probably starts like right here. So all of this from like here backwards is all extra space. Pull it up here. We do get a spare tire. Love to see that. We do get our Volkswagen first aid kit, and we get handles here to lower the back seats. There you go. Absolutely love that. Now look at how much space you have. There is no other vehicle like this with so much space, besides other station wagons, obviously. Like at the Golf price point, this was kind of hard to find. We don't have a Camry wagon or Corolla wagon anymore. We don't have the Accord wagon anymore. And then come down here and we have a wall outlet and a 12-volt outlet. Most cars prioritize one or the other. This one has both. Tons of fascinating, amazing storage options in the back of the Golf Sportwagon. Pull it down like that, and there you go. There she is. Now we gotta talk about the looks. And I really love the look of this generation of Sportwagon. This has aged incredibly gracefully in the last 10 years. Honestly, you throw some different wheels on it, you could sell this in a Volkswagen showroom today. And that's what I love about this era of Volkswagen. They were pretty ahead of their time, and so now they still feel on brand and modern 10 years on. That's not easy to do with design concepts. So whoever penned this, unfortunately I don't know their name, my hat is off to you. I also just love wagons. I love the Mark 7 Golf anything. So overall, it's a win-win-win. With all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving the Golf Sportwagen from 2016? Well, I like it a lot. Really, I don't see many downsides with this vehicle. Some people will complain about Volkswagen reliability. Sure, it's definitely not as good as some other brands, but the 1.8 liter, very well-known motor was used in a lot of different things. This car isn't crazy or odd. It's not like it was a one-off. It's not super rare. And so if you do have problems with it, it's not going to be trying to solve the gravity equation. It's just going to be going to the parts store and getting some parts. You'll be fine. I'm not really worried about reliability with vehicles like this. But this car is just so usable. That rear cargo space we took a look at is so much more usable than a standard Golf hatchback. It looks better in my opinion. It drives better than the standard Golf in my opinion. Now, I would much rather be in a GTI or Golf R of the same era. But in terms of nice driving, simple cars, this is great. It's comfy, it's smooth, it does what I want it to do, and I can't say that about all vehicles. And for the millionth time on the channel, I will say that they don't quite make these cars like they used to. Unfortunately, we only get the Volkswagen Golf in either the GTI performance format or the Golf R performance format. So we miss out on vehicles like this. We miss out on average cars. We miss out on normalcy. And I think this car would fulfill the needs of most people who buy SUVs. Would I be happier in this or a new Honda HR-V? I would probably take this. There's no real size benefit either way, and I like driving this a lot better. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Toyota of Naperville for letting me borrow their Volkswagen Golf Sportwagen. I've been working with Toyota Naperville for the better half of a decade, actually over half a decade. They are wonderful. They always have awesome inventory. They're so great to work with. I always appreciate them. I have filmed hundreds of cars from them and hopefully hundreds more. If you'd like to browse their inventory, you can do so down in the description below. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.